Hey guys, so today I'm just going to show you a quick brow tutorial. It's been pretty requested, so I thought I should get it up for you. I apologize I don't look my best today, and I honestly don't feel my best, so bear with me. I'm not going to be as energetic as I usually am. I just have a really bad headache, and I just want to go to bed. So I thought today would be the best day to do the brow tutorial since it doesn't require a lot of energy. So if you want to see how I do my brows basically every day, then just keep watching. Okay, so it has been a few days since I have cleaned up my brows, so bear with me if you see some hairs like right there. Oh well. I'm not feeling good today, so I didn't want to do all the shenanigans to get ready. I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about how I kind of prep my brows. I do not get them waxed because I'm very sensitive. I have gotten them waxed before, but I don't do it very often because I get very red and lots of little bumps all around my brows. So I typically just tweeze them on like a weekly basis to keep them in shape. So to start the brows, I'm just going to take a spoolie, which just comes on my eyebrow pencil. This is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Brunette. And we're just going to brush them out a little bit to get them in place. And then you want to start, I mean, it doesn't really matter where you start, but I typically start at the beginning of the brow and just kind of make a line on the whole bottom of the brow. So we're going to start right here and just make a line. And I'm using a very light hand because you do not want the center of your brow to be very dark. You want it to be very light and natural. And I'm just slowly working my way back. And I like to keep the bottom of the brow very rounded. We're not creating any points or anything. Sorry if the sun is like creating a weird shadow. So now that I have like a line on the bottom, so now I'm just going to start filling it in. I'm not going to create a line on the top yet. I just kind of want to start filling it in. So I'm going to start doing soft strokes, just like this, throughout the brow. And you can push the hardest right out here to create the darkest, and then you want to let off just a little when you get in the inner corner. And I really am pushing so light. Let me see if I can show you guys on my hand. So towards the end of the brow, this is probably how hard I push. And then throughout the rest of the brow, I'm literally just going like that to create very light and then build it up. So now I'm going to start kind of creating a line on top here just to make the front a little more square. So for the front, you want to do very light flicking motions, like so. And the hairs go upward right there, so I like to go that same direction. And then you're going to take the spoolie and just brush those out really good. Don't push too hard or you might take out some brow hairs, but just very lightly blending that together. And it will distribute color as you brush. It will help kind of move the product so it's nice and even. And honestly, my brows turn out different every single day. I'm not gonna lie. And if you ever go to an esthetician, they will tell you your brows are sisters, not twins, and that is very true. So no one has perfect brows. and they're not supposed to be perfect, so okie dokie. So I think I'm ready to move on to the other side. Again, we're just starting at the inner corner, creating our line. And because my brows are a little crooked, I usually have to fill this one in a little extra. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I fill it in a little more up top there, so it makes it look like it's taller, and I'm trying to get them more even. I hate that I have to do that, but it looks crazy when they're uneven. I'm so upset. So there's our base. And now I just start filling them in a little bit. And then I can start working on the top here. Don't worry, we're gonna fill that in. Depending on how long you've been doing your brows, if you're new to brows, then I highly recommend starting with a powder. That's what I used when I first started filling in my brows. And I feel like that's the easiest, and you can get just a very natural application. I feel like the powder doesn't last very long, but if you set it, it should be okay for most of the day. So once you get a powder down, then you can move on to a pencil, and you can fill in your brows a little darker, or just have more control over the shape. And obviously I think it'll last longer. And then if you get really brave, you can use a dip brow from Anastasia, or I mean there's other brands that have them, but that's just an example. Dip brow is hard, even for me. I've been doing my brows for a few years, and you definitely have to practice because it just comes off onto your skin so harsh. Like, you have to practice how much pressure to push and how much pressure to use and how much product you need. Okay, so I want to just clean up any edges that I may not have straight here, so I'm going to take the Anastasia Pro Pencil. It's like a little concealer. It's for priming your eyeshadows and cleaning up your brows. So I'm just going to go in and underline the brow very carefully. And I have eyeshadow on, so I'm not bringing it down too far. But I'm just cleaning these up just a smidge. And I'm just going to take my finger, because I feel like the finger works the best. It's warm and it just spreads out that product nicely, and just kind of dab it in. I barely put any on, so I probably could leave it, but I want to blend it just a little bit. I like to do the best I can at just getting straight lines when I do my eyebrows, so that I don't have to go in with this and do too much. But it can't be perfect every time. And feel free to go on the top as well if you feel like you need to clean up a little bit. I try not to do the top a lot because I feel like it doesn't blend as nicely up into your forehead where you have that foundation. So you want to be very light-handed up there so you don't have like a stark white line above your brow. And you can definitely use a brush for this part if you feel like you would be more careful with it, because you might smudge your brow a little if you use your finger, but I'm not worried about it. And last but not least, I'm going to take the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel and just set those brows. I'm in a very humid place, so I have to set my brows or they will not stay on. But I think it's just a good thing to do anyways, because I have hairs that move all the time. And when you have product in your brows, it might not look as natural if they're going all over the place. And I'm just being very light with this because this stuff is very strong. So that is it for this brow tutorial. I hope you guys find this helpful. I know I love to watch brow tutorials. I still watch them even though I know how to do my brows, because it's just fun to see how different people do them, and there's so many different kinds of brow looks and shapes out there. Obviously, if your brows are, differently shaped, you might fill them in a little differently. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!